enable motion blur, which toggles or switches the motion blur for all layers that have that selected, or this box ticked inside the timeline. Motion blur is essentially a visual distortion that happens when an object is moving fast, and often helps create a bit more realistic or natural look over it. Next up, giving us a little bit more detailed controls for the motion blur. If I first change the position a bit of this shape layer, going from left to right within 2 frames, and making sure that the motion blur in the timeline is on, the first option, called the shutter angle, controls the motion blur by kind of simulating the exposure time of a camera measured in degrees. Lowering the angle will reduce the blur, and it's making fast-moving objects a little bit sharper and all the way down to 0 degrees. While instead, if you were to increase it, the angle adds more blur all the way up to 720 degrees if we want to add that much blur to it. We also have the shutter pace, adjust to the motion blur's start in relative to the frame's beginning. If I were to put the current time indicator at 0, we see that the lower values down to all the way to negative 360 make the blur stay in place and move after the shape, while higher values like all the way up to positive 360 cause the blur and its position to move ahead as a false start, if you will. The samples per frame will determine the minimum number of samples for a motion blur, whereas lower values can make the blur look a little bit less smooth, and all the way down to 2 samples if you like. While higher values will improve the smoothness, but at the same time it will increase the rendering time, and you can go all the way up to 64 samples. The adaptive sample limit will set the maximum number of samples for the motion blur, so it's allowing After Effects to kind of adjust dependent on the layer motion. Whereas lowering this limit, it kind of reduces the rendering time, but at the same time it may also decrease the blur quality, and vice versa up to 256 samples.